Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today we are starting a new series on the channel and we are going with FM23. We're playing the game but with updated squads ready for the real life season, matching what is happening in the real world. So it's going to be very exciting. I'm going to switch over to the game now and we'll show you what the current squad is looking like. I've gone through preseason already, so you don't have to worry about that. We're getting straight into the action today. And the first game, we aren't going with real life fixtures, we randomized them. The first game is against Tottenham at Stamford Bridge. Let's get into it. So here we are in the game. I'm going to show you through the current team. It is replicating of real life. Obviously, I'm using the, I think it's FM Scout transfer update as of the 20th of August. So that is with Caicedo, Lavia, all these players in for Chelsea. But the injuries obviously have been affected during pre-season. And there's some injuries as well that haven't, been correctly updated in the game. But it's fine, we'll go with it. Taking a look at the squad as it currently looks, you'll notice one glaring issue, and that is that Robert Sanchez is injured for about 2 weeks. So he is going to miss the first few weeks of the season, which is, of course, a very big shame. There's a few, inconsistencies, such as Broja is injured in real life at the moment, isn't currently in game, and a few little bits like that. There's a few players that I've sent to the under-21s, players that I'm not interested in at all, such as Romelu Lukaku. He is in here. I will not be using, players like that. We'll be trying to go relatively close to what the real world is like. And this is what the Premier League fixtures we have coming up are. It is Tottenham, followed by Man City away, Crystal Palace, Luton, and Nottingham Forest. It is a tough sort of start to the season with, of course, Tottenham and Man City in there. And the other thing that I need to show you is how our pre-season has gone. Of course, we started off quite well. 2-1 win against our second 11, beat Stoke 4-1, whatever that team's called, we beat them 6-0 and beat Derby 2-0, and then it started to fall apart right as the season was set to begin. So we'll see how this season goes. It's going to be an interesting one. This is the tactic that I've created. A little bit worried about having James as a complete wing-back. I don't know if it's really going to work, but I'm experimenting with it because I really want to get Reece James further up the pitch. And if you look at the analysis tab, there are a few little red dots going on in the defence. So as it stands, maybe going to need some tweaking to the tactic. If you have any suggestions, of course, let me know in the comment section down below. But the squad is looking relatively healthy, bar that Robert Sanchez injury. Of course, we got Wesley Fofana, Badiashile still out injured, so Disasi will be starting. I've tried Thiago Silva here and there, but I just think that pace is going to be a big issue for him getting involved in the season. But Tottenham at home is our first game, and we are going to get into it in this episode. Let's go. So, of course, some changes are going to need to be made for the team. I think I'm going to go with Marcus Bettinelli. Of course, he is the senior goalkeeper in this squad, and then promote Jamie Cumming to the bench. I don't think he's really ready to start, whereas Bettinelli has better stats. But this is far from ideal to start our season off with. Our starting goalkeeper is out. So, all in all, I think the squad looks relatively strong. I was considering playing Lavia and Caicedo. Should have a lot of defensive stability, but his stats really aren't too great in game at this point in time. So I think I'm going to give that a miss. Mudryk, Madueke on the bench, starting with Sterling, and then Kunku playing off the left. Of course, we can switch to a 4-2-3-1 if we want, and push one of them into the cam or whatever. We can try it in game, but we'll see how it goes. Let's get into this game against Tottenham. So looking at the Tottenham sheet, we have Lloris, Pedro Porro, Eric Dyer, Christian Romero. Lloris being there, interesting. I don't think that he would be starting if that was close to real life. But the rest of the team looks pretty good. Perisic, Kulusevski, Son. They seem to have gone for a pretty strong lineup, as have we. But of course, missing our starting goalkeeper. So we're going to tell the last big rivalry match, and we have to be going in as favourites. Telling them, make me proud, not too much. They're not looking too good, a bit of aggressiveness in the front line, so we'll see how this one goes. But let's just go straight into the game and see how this one develops. It'll be an interesting one. This is a tough game to start the season off with. We, of course, want this on key highlights, and we're ready to go. Gallagher already has taken a knock, though. It's a bruised knee, so we'll see if he can play through this. But that is not a good start. And we have a highlight already here. We have Enzo trying to play the ball forward. Reece James putting a cross in, and Kunku headers it, but Lloris is on the end of that one. That is a shame. Looked like a good chance. And we've kept the ball here from their goal kick. It looks like Eric Dyer's trying to clear. Kunku brings it down. Can we progress forward? It's a good ball over to Sterling. Can he find a cross into Enzo? It's again a good shot, but right at the keeper. Not enough corner in that one. And they go long again. Colville getting the header this time. Gallagher finding Enzo, going forward to Nicholas Jackson. Sterling breaks through to Jackson again. And that's a goal. They are going to check it with VAR, but that to me, that's got to stand. He looked like he was onside. 20 minutes in. Tell me Nicholas Jackson has got off the mark for Chelsea. He has. Goal awarded. Beautiful stuff. That's what I like to see. So Nicholas Jackson is the first goal scorer of this series. He does get tackled there, but Sterling plays a nice ball inside to him. And with his right foot, he finishes it off. Let's go. We've gone straight through to half-time there. We have absolutely dominated this game. 13 shots to Tottenham's 1. 8 on target for us, 0. For Spurs. They have had a good amount of the ball though, so the possession is maybe something that we need to work on a little bit. We're not looking like we're capable of holding the ball too well. But overall, that was a really good half, so I'm going to say I'm pleased we've created loads and the scoreboard reflects that. And I'm tempted to get Conor Gallagher off, of course, because he has picked up that knock to his knee. You could definitely make a midfield of Caicedo and Fernandes and then bring Chukwuemeka on at a cam, or maybe even Lavia and Caicedo. You could go really defensive with this one. But we're only 1 goal up, so if we get to 2, maybe I'll consider something like that. But I'm going to leave it as it is and send them out for the second half. And early on here, we have a highlight with Reece James playing it inside to Disasi, finding Caicedo, finding Gallagher with his injured knee at the moment. Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt us. Chilwell playing it forward to Nkunku. Looking to keep possession here, nice and comfortable. Definitely something we lacked in the first half was possession, so we'll take this. Caicedo playing it out wide to James. Looking for a pass forward, it's a good ball to Sterling. He goes on his own, he's cutting inside, but has lost the ball to Bentancur. And they're going to try and go long here. This is where we can get caught out, but Reece James recovers well. And it's a great ball up there from up towards Sterling. At the back post, and Nkunku hits the post. Oh, and he can't find the follow-up shot. That was a really good chance, and we're going straight into another highlight here. Bissouma has the ball up to Bentancur, but Conor Gallagher, strong in the tackle there, finds Nicholas Jackson. Sterling takes his time on the ball there, but does manage to find Nicholas Jackson, who's through one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he scores! Raheem Sterling with another assist to Nicholas Jackson. Maybe that's the combo we're going to see in this series. But that is a lovely start to this season. This is amazing. 2-0 up at home to Tottenham. We'll take another quick look at this goal. Nicholas Jackson powering through and on his right foot. Maybe even Megs the keeper there. I'm not entirely sure if that went past him or Megs him, but peach of a goal. We've made it to about the 65th minute here, and I think I'm going to look at making a change. Of course, Gallagher's looking very, very tired in that midfield. Caicedo hasn't had the best game, but I'm going to keep him on the pitch, and I think what I'm going to do is bring on, I'm gonna make it a defensive, very defensive lineup here. We'll keep Enzo Fernandez there, and we'll have, because Lavia has pretty good passing, I believe, and 15 passing. So I'm gonna use him as a deep line playmaker on support. So we'll still stay back, but also can progress forward and try a bit of some long passes maybe, and hopefully this will really shore up the defense. We're going to go back to a balanced mentality and see if we can secure this dub. And we have a highlight straight away. Lavia getting on the ball here. Decides to play it long to Nkunku, and it is a beautiful pass. Ball forward to Jackson. Does he try? He does. But Lloris collects that one quite safely. And I feel like there's a bit more to this highlight, so we're not going to cut away just yet. Lloris looking to go long, I think. Yep. He finds a ball forward, but it's only finding Colwell, who has been dominant in the air today. And we find Sterling in the box, cuts it back to Jackson. That's got to be a penalty, ref. Bentancur comes through the back of Nicholas Jackson. I haven't actually set up my set piece takers and everything, so I don't know who will be on this by default. But I think because Nicholas Jackson is on a hat-trick, he would get it if this is a penalty. Referee, what is the decision? He says it is a penalty. That should be Nicholas Jackson's to take. And it is for his hat-trick at home against Spurs. He seals it. Let's go. That is a hat-trick for Nicholas Jackson in the first game of the season. That is bellissimo. And in real-life fashion, Reece James has taken a knock. and needs to come off the pitch. So it looks like the injury sort of record is keeping up with him. We're going to bring on Malagusto, but bring him back as a regular fullback now. And we might as well make a couple other changes as well while we're here. I think Nkunku's had a good game. Bring him off for Mudryk, give him about 15 minutes on the pitch to see how he can control this game in the forward area of the pitch. Maybe Thiago Silva for Disasi on that right-hand side. I'm going to try him 3-0 up with 15 minutes to go. You'd hope that this isn't a result that we throw away at this point. And Mudryk has the ball here early on, finding Colwill in the box. It's off the post. It's so close. But we are there to recover the ball. And that is full time, ladies and gentlemen. 3-0, Nicholas Jackson hat-trick. Sterling with 2 assists, which is a very strong performance from him. And look at these statistics, limiting Tottenham to 1 shot at Stamford Bridge. 27 shots for us, 14 on target. Only about 50-50 possession as well, so it wasn't like we were just dominating the ball, taking shots. Like, they had enough of this ball, but they just could not get past our defence. And that, I'm going to go with outstretched arms and say that's a great win. It's always extra satisfying to get one over on your rivals. That was beautiful. I'm going to let them know I'm delighted. Only a single shot on target. We were excellent defensively. And our first match as manager, or Chelsea manager anyway, and we'll say it's a promising start, but it's just the first step. What a start to proceedings. And thankfully that injury to Reece James is just a little bruised knee. He's only out for 1 to 3 days. So looking at that, when is our next fixture? Oh, we've got ages away. We've got a couple of weeks, oh no, a full week pretty much. Sunday next week, so just over a week. And we'll be playing Manchester City, but that is enough time for him to recover. And boy, oh boy, what a start. So that was the opening fixture of the Premier League. So the rest of the teams will be playing on this Saturday that we're currently in. And then also on the Sunday as well, I'm sure there'll be some good fixtures. Nothing crazy, no big derbies or anything like that. So we'll see what these results go through as. It'll be interesting to see, do the big teams get off to a good start? Are there any surprises? Do we see Brighton, who of course are fantastic in real life at the moment? Is that replicated in the game? We'll see how that goes. And the results are in, and looking at this, Arsenal getting a nice 2-0 win. Same for Manchester City. Liverpool a 4-0 win, looking very strong with Darwin Núñez getting on the score sheet here. Newcastle losing out to Brighton. That's an interesting one with Isaac still getting 2 goals, but Brighton getting 3 themselves. So we are not top of the league as it stands, because other teams have, of course, scored more, and, you know, alphabet is why Crystal Palace are above us, but that is a nice start to the league. We'll see how this next fixture against Manchester City goes. And it looks like we have got some bad news during the week as we are preparing for this game. Thiago Silva has got a gashed head. I think it's fine to say that we'll just send him to the club doctor for 2 to 3 days. And he was injured following a robust challenge, and Armando Broja was injured whilst tackling someone. So I assume Broja has tackled Thiago Silva, cut his head open, and also injured himself. He's got a damaged foot, so he'll be out for 2 to 3 weeks. So we're really looking a bit light in the attacking department as it stands. We only really have Nicholas Jackson, of course, who started fantastically, but that does mean that we don't really have anyone capable of playing there unless we want to put like Nkunku up front if something was to happen to Nicholas Jackson. So our next fixture is, of course, Man City on Sunday, but on the Thursday we have the draw for the Carabao Cup, and I'm just going to go draw all teams and see what we got, because there's a lot of teams to draw here. Chelsea versus Oxford, we are away. Are there any crazy fixtures here? Nothing that I'm seeing so far. No big teams getting put against each other. Leeds versus Leicester, that'll probably be a pretty interesting game, but other than that, nothing much. Tottenham Fulham is a bit of a London derby, but in general, I think that'll be alright. We should be able to breeze past Oxford. So it is nearly match day, but we have the results from the early fixtures of this weekend. We have West Ham beating Sheffield United, Newcastle getting a close win over Brentford, Man United getting a win over Brentford with Anthony scoring. That's a big surprise, because in real life that ain't happening. Arsenal drawing with Fulham, that's a big bit of drop points there. Tottenham getting a big win over Burnley. Liverpool big win over Luton, with quite a few different goal scorers there, and Aston Villa getting one over on Nottingham Forest. But Chelsea versus Man City is going to be, of course, the big fixture of the weekend, and it'll be interesting to see how this one goes, because I'm a little bit worried, if I'm being entirely honest. if there's one team you're going to lose to this season, it's probably Man City. Looking at the fitness report, we still don't have Robert Sanchez, so we're going in with a backup keeper. Caicedo looks, he's not quite match sharp yet, but hopefully we can get him involved in this game. Looking at the other fixture, Everton versus Bournemouth, nothing major. So we are going to put the opposition instructions on. We're going to listen to our backroom staff, and I'm thinking there's going to be some tinkering required for this game. Of course, Robert Sanchez not capable of playing. Armando Broja also not capable of playing in this one, so I'll probably be doing that and just have an extra winger / left back if we should need him. Now, I think going in, I know we performed very well against Tottenham, but Tottenham are, of course, a much worse side than Manchester City. So I think what I'm going to do is put the fullbacks on support. I'm tempted to even bring, Conor Gallagher off and have Lavia in there alongside Caicedo. The only thing that worries me is that then switching formation mid-game means we have to do a substitution, because neither of them I really want to play in the central midfield or obviously the cam role. So I think I'm going to just stick with that. We're going to just drop James back a little bit. We'll still go with a positive mentality. We'll try and get control of the game, but it's very possible that in the game I'm going to have to make some tweaks here to try and get the most out of this, because Manchester City, probably odds on to win the title. I think they've already won the Community Shield in this save and the Super Cup, so they're looking strong. And their lineup is Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodri, Calvin Phillips involved there, so they have gone for two sort of defensive midfielders with Kovacic ahead, Grealish, Foden, and of course Erling Haaland. Man, Guardiola on the bench, Akanji on the bench. There's a few players here that aren't playing that I really thought would be. So I'm going to pump my fists and tell the boys, give the fans their money worth, tell them, make me proud, give me a good performance, and let's see how this game goes. And we have a highlight here, 35 minutes in and not too much has happened. There hasn't even been many shots for either team, but Haaland is in the box, and that's all it takes. One little chance, and Haaland goes through and scores. I think that was assisted by Mateo Kovacic as well, which stings just a little bit, that one. But that's all he really needed. So there is the opening goal. We're going to shout at the boys, encourage them, see if we can get them riled up, but there might be some changes required here at halftime, and we're straight into it here. I'm going to tell them, you're going to have to show me something else in the second half. It hasn't been good enough. Looking at the match ratings, there's not really many people that are performing well, other than Caicedo, really. Right, we need to do some tinkering, let me think. And we have a highlight here straight into the second half. Within a minute and a half, Ruben Diaz gets on the end of a header. And it looks like this game may be getting away from us, which is a big shame. It was a good cross in from Foden off the free kick, and it's just a free header at the back post for Ruben Diaz. I have switched our formation up. I did go a bit more attacking, and that might well have been the downfall, but we obviously had to try something to try and get a goal back, and they have another ball in here. Oof, just over the bar. But we have a chance at a highlight here. We have Nkunku playing with Chilwell. Conor Gallagher switches the ball out to James. That's a nice ball across. Enzo, I can't quite find Enzo, but he does recover to get the ball back. And Disasi looks to move us forward now. With Enzo, this is some nice play here, some good passing. That goes out wide to Chilwell. Can he find a cross? It looks like he may be even going to try and shoot, and it's a great save from Ederson. And I think at this point, I'm going to make a couple changes. I'm going to bring Mudryk on, and Nkunku has had a very poor game. Sterling on the other side, same situation. So I'm going to switch the two wingers out, and I'm going to bring Ian Maatsen on at left back. Chilwell is on a yellow and hasn't had a good game either. Malo Gusto at right back. We're making a bunch of changes, but these guys have really performed poorly. If you're looking at the numbers here, 6.3s and 6.4s. So we're going to give some of the other players a chance. We have got a highlight as well, as Mudryk likes to put the ball into the box, and Enzo was the player getting on the end of that. What's going on there? And we have a corner here. Gallagher whipping the ball in, finding Nicholas Jackson at the back post, not quite. Only managing to get it to Laporte. And Disasi on the edge of the box. Plays it to Gusto, who's got an injury already. Are you kidding me? He's been on the pitch for about 5 minutes, but he does go forward and try some sort of cross. That was awful. And Manchester City have the ball back, and I assume we're going to look to go and attack down this side now. Haaland winning the header, but Disasi with a good recovery run to get the ball back in our possession, and we need to look to go forward. Oh my god, it's an awful blunder, and Kovacic nearly gets a goal against Chelsea. Oh my god. And we're in the dying embers of the game here. I've sent everyone forward to try and at least get one goal back, but it doesn't look likely at the moment. We're in the 91st minute, and of course we're still 2-0 down. Haaland on the ball, that's always a terrifying prospect as he gets the ball back, and I'm sure that's going to be 3. Yes, it is. We had to throw everything at it, really, didn't we? In the last sort of 10 minutes, we had to throw bodies forward, and unfortunately, that means it's going to be a 3-0 win for Manchester City. So we've gone from the highs of beating Tottenham 3-0 to then losing to Manchester City. And realistically, on the stats, we should have done a bit better. We defensively were obviously quite poor. Colwill had a really poor game, as well as obviously our backup keeper. That's far from ideal. They only had an XG of 1, and we had a 0.7. So this game should have been a lot closer based on the statistics. But I'm going to tell them I'm not happy, of course. We can't be happy with a 3-0 win. And that is a disappointing loss. But of course, we had a good start to the season, beating Tottenham, losing to Manchester City. But that is a bit to be expected. We're looking to get in Champions League qualification this year, if possible. And I think we can be relatively happy if we can get to that sort of level and look to build in future seasons. Looking at the injury for Malo Gusto, it is just a tight thigh, so he's only out for 1 to 2 days. And of course, yeah, that was Madueke's debut or return to English football. That is going to be the end of the episode, though, guys. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like on this one. If you want this series to do, come out frequently, I can try every day. I don't even know if that's possible. But liking the video is the way to get that done, so I can see, that people are enjoying this. Of course, subscribe if you want to see the future episodes, because that'll keep them coming into your sub feed. And I will see you guys on the next one, where we will have fixtures against, let me just have a quick check, Crystal Palace away, and then we have Oxford in the Carabao Cup. So those are 2 fixtures that you'd hope we'd win. So hopefully it's 2 wins in the next episode rather than the 1 and the loss that we had today. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.